Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. Where the heart's uncovered. Where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. Where them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kimberly with Unseen Twisted Truths. We are the People's Podcast. And we have
Hi,
my
Kimberly.
co-host, Henry. Hey, Henry.
Hi. How are you?
Some real talk or some pretend, hi, I'm live kind of talk?
How about that weather, huh? No,
Yeah.
let's go real talk, because that's all we do on here, right?
Okay, real talk. Fucking shitty, man. I feel shitty. My laptop caught on fire after I just got the laptop. I hadn't even had it for a couple months. Caught on fire. Burnt up. I've been feeling sick for a couple days now. I've been irritated. I just feel short and my temper's like out here for no reason, and I just feel like the whole world's against me, and I know none of it is. But besides that, how are you feeling?
I feel the same way, but I think the world's against everyone and is perpetrating our shitty feelings.
Facts. And that's why we're going to talk tonight. And hey, Danny, that's what we're going to talk tonight about protecting our peace. It's so important to protect your peace at all costs. At all costs. I was spoiled. I got spoiled for a second there, and I thought I was like, yeah, I got this. I'm so spoiled right now with the laptop, the radio show, the relationship, all of it. I just felt like I won the lotto. And then life said, hey, 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 don't forget, you're being tested all the time.
Yeah, life do be doing that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I just like saying do be.
Do be.
Oh,
It's
it's hot and tornado-y around here, by the way.
Yeah, here too. Here too.
Hope everyone's doing okay with the storms.
I like the storms.
I do too, but I had a funnel cloud like about to appear over my house. I'm like, the fuck, really?
Oh yeah, no,
That's
I
the
don't like it
icing
like
on
that.
the cake. Yeah, it was getting real sketchy. Me and my neighbor were just staring up at the sky like, oh my gosh.
I like the storms when the storm behaves. I don't like the storms when the storm tries to take you out.
No.
At all.
No. It's hard to weather the storm, in specific terms that we always say when it's throwing like a Buick at you or something.
Yeah, or somebody else's house.
Right.
Right.
I've yet to see Twisters too, and not that I always hype media on here, but I would like to see that. I heard it's
but not
good.
Not in your own front yard, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, there's a story that a Twister hit the theater when people were watching Twister when it came out the first time, and he tore the roof off of the theater, and that's the ultimate experience. I believe that predated IMAX. So
I bet that is something. That's better than 3D glasses.
That's cool. That's cool. Minus the shit pants, but
minus the shit pants. Yeah. Because I can imagine sitting in a theater watching Twister, and all of a sudden a tornado comes through, and there goes the roof of the theater.
It's just nothing would compare.
Nothing could compare.
Nothing would compare to that. Nothing.
So what does protecting your peace at all costs mean to you?
Oh, I don't know. You always ask me questions, and I get like, oh my god, yeah, a lot. It means a lot. I'm doing it right now. I feel like shit that I always put makeup on for the podcast. 'Cause I like looking good. And be honest with you, I put makeup on all the time. One of the biggest things I do when I'm feeling like shit, like I have nothing else I can do, is I just clean myself up and put a bunch of self care in and do makeup and foot baths. And yeah, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, I got my feet in a foot massager right now because that's the only thing that's about to feel good to me.
I got a huge cut on my right foot from the accident, so I've been apprehensive about putting my feet into a foot bath. But it's
Oh
coming.
yeah,
It's coming.
yeah,
It's
I
about
feel that.
it's about healed up. Give them a briefing real quick, Kimberly. I am behind because I'm crazy. I'm gonna grab my coffee and one more thing. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good. So protecting your peace at all costs, it's extremely important, right? We all think it's extremely important. You don't realize how much inner peace really matters until you start getting tested and losing it. Inner peace. I have jumped out of a moving vehicle before just to protect my peace. They weren't stopping quick enough for me to get the fuck on. And to this day, I'd do it all over again. I swear I would do it all over again. If it was against protecting my peace, yeah. I just would learn how to tuck and roll better because I was shitty at that. For real, for real. I didn't do a good job on that one. But yeah. So I know a lot of people right now that are being tested. And I know that, their peace is important to them. And I'm going to tell you what good old Google says about protecting your peace. For those that don't realize how important it is, let's see what Google says. So, what is the meaning of protecting your peace? So, protecting your peace means caring for and self-guarding your physical, mental, and emotional and spiritual self in ways that you define for yourself. Protecting your peace is a personal journey where you make the decision to set boundaries for yourself and you determine to be in your own best interest. That's what Google says. How can we protect our peace? So, here's a bunch of steps how to do it. Set boundaries. Limit yourself around others. I can't read the rest of it. It got black real quick. But yeah, so it's important. It is important to protect your peace, honestly.
It's okay. I'm coming back.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm leaving you drowning. Okay. I heard you talking about ways to protect your peace.
Yeah.
What's now? I guess there's different ways of doing that, like there's self-care, there's avoidance. I think something I've been doing recently is trying to avoid social media, even though that's what I use for everything I do. But tailoring it, like watching and liking specific content and reels to switch the focus of it to something else always helps. And I didn't want to have to do that, but I did. And so far, it's helping a noticeable chunk. I can't do it a lot of the time.
No. They say just remove negative energy. I don't feel that that's the only thing to do, though.
No, because I believe negative energy exists.
I don't think us removing it will help protect our peace. This says, practice mindfulness. Take time daily to quiet your mind and be present in the moment, whether through meditation, deep breathing, exercise, and simply taking a walk in nature. Mindfulness can cultivate inner calmness and reduce stress. It's incredible. A low charge in sensory can shift your mind. Oh yeah, no, I get sensory overload all the time.
Yes.
So yeah, just meditating is perfect.
Meditation and working out are both really good. The hard part about those, I've heard from some people, and including me, is getting started.
That's
Taking the
true too.
plunge. Sometimes you gotta take a plunge. I think there's a staggeringly large amount of people that I've talked to and I've heard from who get stressed out when people tell them to do anti-stress techniques. So it's kind of you got to find that. We're on our own little journey, and there's like certain things you got to look for. Like for me, like I said, makeup and music are two things. Those can have catch-22s. Makeup, especially for me, is a huge catch-22. Protecting my peace also allows me to invite trouble in, and that's where I got to avoid things like that. Activities like music and makeup and shit like that are meditation.
So here are 12 mindful tips to help find inner peace. We talked about meditating. Live in the present. Cultivate a positive mindset. Develop love for yourself. Practice self-care. Visual a peaceful place. Learn to breathe effectively and access nature. And then there's more.
Accessing nature is a good one.
Yeah, it is a good one. I love being at one with nature.
I don't know if it pertained to you, Kimberly, but probably the young boy, like whoever was a young man in our audience. You remember running through the woods and, well, of course this applies to you, and picking up a good stick, Like, remember how good life was when you were on the hunt for a good stick? Uh-oh, Kimberly left. I miss that, We shed things we did as children. And I've heard people say that youth is wasted on the young. And I agree with that to a certain degree. Because it's hard to process how awesome and how much there is to learn. You have a formative mind, can find enjoyment in quite a few things. But yeah,
I
those
apologize. My phone said, no, no, you don't. And I said,
are,
get the hell out of here.
I was talking about how a simpler time, how I used to find joy when you were a child. There's a
Yeah,
shift.
I remember those times. I loved being a kid. I wish I could do it all over again, but then the growing up part is the shitty part.
I hated being a kid. I hated being a kid because I knew adults and other people wouldn't take me seriously. And I was correct, because this is how it works.
The only reason why I liked being a kid, honestly, because I really didn't get a chance to be a kid. I had to grow up early. So the only reason why I really liked being a kid is that, and that was like from before 9, because after 9, I was an adult. So
Yeah.
what I liked most about being a kid is that I was allowed to just be me and told to shut up and go somewhere. I wasn't told not to be me. I was allowed to be me. Even though they didn't like me in their presence and they wanted me to go somewhere, I still was allowed to be me. And I didn't have to worry about bills. Still don't have to worry about bills, but fuck.
Yeah. I don't know. Being a kid, I had to grow up really fast too. I mean, some of my earliest memories. I noticed there's something really up with my mom when I was about 3 or 4, and then everything got progressively worse with her drinking. So, at 3, 4, maybe 5 years old, I was already learning that we had to leave the house because there's something wrong with mom. It's fucked up, and it's still getting better.
That was the same case with me. I remember my mom trying to kill herself off of Pepto-Bismol. I knew it wasn't possible, but she did end up in the hospital. But yeah, like, Weird shit. Weird shit. The best times is when she was gone because we didn't have to worry about her trying to kill herself in front of us.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't have a lot of childhood memories that I can be like, oh, that was dope.
Huh. Mine are all from like 2. I hang out with my grandparents. Mine are like 2. I remember my grandma holding me in one arm, and she was cooking pancakes in the other, and there was sunlight pouring through the windows of the store above the store next to my house. I remember her flipping the pancakes with one hand and showing me. And then I remember her putting me down, and I crawled across the floor, and I picked up this robot toy and a cork gun, and my Uncle Dana walked in. And the rest of the day, I don't remember the rest of the day, but like shit like that, I remember. Some good memories.
Yeah, so 15, I lived out on my own and slept on the porch at my parents', my dad and my stepmom's, and I got pregnant at 16. So like, I really didn't have a whole bunch of a childhood. I knew that life wasn't fair, and I knew that I was the problem of a lot of things because I wasn't wanted. And I realized that that was their problem, not mine. But I had to learn that, because if I listened to what they said and I took the agreements that they told me, I'd be bad right now. I'd be really bad right now mentally. But learning the fact of that they were all on fucking drugs and that I wasn't the problem. They just didn't like their life.
Yeah, people who don't like their life. Misery loves company. It's a true statement. It really is.
Yeah. My dad did the best he could for what he had. I mean, he didn't know how to. He was a gigolo. He didn't know how to be a father. He tried to be a father to two girls, which was odd because he had different girls in and out of his life, and he was a player. So to be a father to two girls when you didn't know how to treat girls and respect women, that was not good. But yeah,
No, that instills some mixed messages.
yeah. I remember one time he told me he's like, sometimes women just got to put up with certain things. You got to do certain things to make a man happy. That's just what you got to do, because that's your job as a woman.
I think you guys got to put up with enough, like biologically and everything. All right.
I feel that. I feel that now, but it took
Let
me
a
a while to
man fucking
realize
say
that my
that.
dad was full of shit and he had no clue and that he was a womanizer. But I had to realize that first because I was like, man, are you serious? Like, and I don't know anybody who had a great childhood with both their parents and it was all happy. I don't.
I do, and they
You're
cannot.
lucky.
They cannot process stress and like depression and things like that. Now, nuclear families, of course, are a good thing. Um, caring families are a good thing. Yeah, and some people can't relate to why I'm upset about certain things.
I knew how
I
to
don't.
create stability. I didn't know what it was like to be stable, but I knew how to create stability for my son.
Yeah,
It took a time though. It took time. It took my stepmom telling me, to grow up and not be a little whore and start being a good mom for my son. Because I didn't even know what a good mom was. I didn't know what to lead as a good mom because I couldn't use her for example because she had a lot on her shoulders and she was depressed and in her room all the time. And I'm sure there's plenty of times where she didn't want to be here mentally, let alone physically. So I couldn't use that for an example. When I
I think
got
depression.
older though, you say what?
I said I think depression's a pandemic. I think it's something that doesn't get it gets treated with drugs and stuff, but the causes don't get treated.
I could see that. I could see that. As I got older, I realized though that everybody deals with something. Nobody has this perfect ideal life. Everybody has this little thing that they have to overcome.
That's a human brain thing to find fault with our stuff.
And I also learned that they were all products of their own environment. They didn't know no better. My mom wasn't a shitty mom. She didn't know how to be a mom because she was raised by shitty parents. I can't blame her. One, she's not here anymore. And two, I know things differently now. I experience things differently now. I perceive things differently now. So I can't blame her for not wanting to be a parent. Not at all.
You know, my mom only got sober for a very small portion of my life, within the bounds of like a year. I think a total year I've seen her sober, and it caused so much pain because she was such a cool person. Sober. She was also vindictive. She never even got a chance to tackle any of the major personal issues that she was covering up with alcohol. But I saw this little glimmer of humanity behind it. And then she immediately fell off the bandwagon hard, basically, and it was crushing because I followed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna protect my peace.
I'm glad I didn't do none of that. I'm glad I didn't do none of that. I'm glad I broke the cycle. I'm glad I took myself away from that to be better. I'm not saying I was the greatest for my son, but I was better than what I had. And I was young, trying to figure it out. This world is weird. This world is weird.
Yeah.
When we think we got it all figured out, then all of a sudden there's a loophole and something else is thrown at you, and you're just like, what the fuck? I thought I had this figured out.
No, I never do. Well,
No.
I do. As crazy as that sounds, I have a very solid plan. Subject to change.
A solid plan.
Yeah, I do have a plan.
They say be grateful. Protecting your peace, they say be grateful. I'm grateful. I'm really good at protecting my peace though. I stay away from people. Honestly, I'm a hermit. I like to be in a little area all the time by myself. I will go out and I'll spend time with people in increments, and then I'm like, yeah, no, I gotta come back in.
My problem is I don't spend time with people. I'm relegated to text messaging, and social media essentially to communicate with people a lot of the time. I cannot stand text messaging. I miss landlines. I miss how people got a chance to not have to answer phones and talk to each other directly, and they fucking ran with it really hard. And what's another thing people don't understand? I cannot stand texting. I cannot get a one sentence out in the time it takes them to text 80 things to me. My brain doesn't work like that. I'm a speaker. I'm a talker. I'm a body language person. So it makes it really hard to protect my peace. I can't, and when I get around people, that's when I feel comfortable, but I'm constantly isolated with my own brain. And it sucks.
You know, I wonder if that is hereditary on certain aspects. My sister is agoraphobia. She has agoraphobia, that means you don't like people. You get anxiety when you're around people. You can't go outside.
Yes.
And I don't get to that point, but when I'm in big crowds, like big stores, and like there's a lot going on and people are bumping close to me, I get that way. I'll get anxiety. I'll be like, yeah, I can't do this. I gotta go. I gotta talk myself out of getting anxious because there's just so much. It's overstimulating constantly, sensory overload.
I'm the opposite of that, even though I get sensory overloaded all the time. I have to have a lot of downtime to recharge my batteries around nobody, though. That's the trade off.
I'm around a lot of nobody too, but that's on purpose. That's my choice. They say work on acceptance is another way of protecting your peace. I believe that. I believe that. I'll agree with that because I've grown so much since I learned to accept what was happening for me in life. Like, I am so grateful everything that happened for me in life. Henry, I so want to just squirrel this moment for a second and show you this coolest bong that was given to me, and it glows in the dark. Only because you're smoking out of yours. So, like, I'm gonna do a whole squirrel moment, okay, and show you this bad boy. So super cute.
Oh. What?
It's got balloons on it, dude, and some dude at the front.
Move it
And
to your left.
the balloons have numbers on them. Oh, my other left? No, this one.
Yes,
Your
that
left.
left. A little more. Just a little more. You gotta get past Kimberly H. There we go. There it
Oh,
is. Now I can see it. Yeah. That's really cool.
and it's got
How's it
balloons
rip?
and shit on it. It's super cool. And like
Oh.
it's like a clown, dude. A clown with balloons. And it glows in the dark. It's a party. It's a whole birthday party by itself.
Yeah, it is.
But anyhow, that was a whole squirrel moment. But it says work on acceptance. And when I worked on acceptance, I realized that I was okay with a lot of things because I realized nothing in my life happened to me. It all happened for me. And I accepted that because it made me a better me.
I feel that. That's a big problem I have is acceptance. I don't. I have a hard time being here where I'm at right now, being glued to this area. I can't find acceptance where I'm at right now. I can't accept things here. And I want to go somewhere where I don't have to stare into the ugly face of reality as much. There's just a constant stream of change and things happen. And then I don't have to sit and brood about things and look at how ugly everything is. I want to go find communes, Kimberly. Where are they? Where's the communes where people work together and grow food and fucking hate taxes? Where is it?
We searched it. California. Was it California? We searched it. Where was that place?
I can't remember.
Colorado?
I can't remember because Colorado is pretty cool, but it gets cold. I gotta get away
forgot
from
where
the
that
cold.
place was. That place was somewhere. And what was the place called? I forgot even what it was called.
There's a place in California called Slab City.
That's what I'm talking about. California. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a dangerous fucking place. It is a dangerous place. You have
Grab
to
all
be geared
that.
up. I want to go there though. I want to check that shit out.
But yeah, California, Slab City. And then another thing it says is practice non-judgment. I do that often. I like that. Practice non-judgment. I don't judge a lot of things. What you say?
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Being non-judgmental about people.
Do you judge things often?
Do I?
Yeah.
I did. I did judge things a lot. I think we can objectively look at things like certain things are bad. Certain things are very apparently good. I don't judge people anymore. Politics has become a huge problem for me. I feel people that judge me, I don't judge them, but I also am not happy with them and I need to stay away from them. Because that's when things get ugly. And I get faced with that a lot. In that catch-22 scenario. So I used to judge people a little bit. But acceptance is something, you know, if someone comes over to your house and they're destructive and they're an asshole and they break shit every time, you don't want them there, right? That's going to be bad. If someone's socially awkward or socially hard to deal with, they're not destructive or anything, you got to treat them with respect. It's almost hard. It's hard to, right? It's hard to remove judgment from your head. Like we look at things objectively. So
we judge all the time, and even though when we try not to judge, we're still choosing a side.
Right, your subconscious does it. Is this what we do with that judgment? Do we hurt people? Do we shit on people when we judge them, or do we just give people the benefit of the doubt? That's what tolerance is all about. I am
I'm
intolerant of certain things.
This last one is called foster deeper connections. Cultivate a relationship that feeds your soul. Spend time with people that are uplifting and that bring you peace. That doesn't mean you should avoid all challenging relationships, but try to have a strong support network and positive and supportive individuals. How to foster a deeper connection. Call up on a friend, spend time with family members that um, make you feel seen and supportive. Be present in those interactions. The moments of togetherness can bring peace in a way that you never thought could imagine. And I believe that, like I love where I stay because I'm celebrated and I only surround myself around those people because when I go other places where there's energy that I can't control and that are unmindful of themselves, I can't be around it. So I love being here because I'm celebrated here.
Yeah. Is it hard living with others?
No, because even though I live with somebody else, I'm still alone
Okay.
by choice. I seclude myself a lot.
You know what you were talking about there just a second ago with establishing meaningful connections. I'm going to go ahead and just so I act like I know what I'm talking about, say that I don't think that we're finding that so much in the increased social media and texting and all that shit. I wish there was more situations where people can get together that really didn't cost money, like cost money to go to concerts and shit. I'm a communal garden public think tank group of people going through and chopping down grass and maintaining properties that aren't being maintained and shit like that kind of person. And I think it's so important and so not utilized. It's so much like it's good to have human connections, and you can do that through text messaging and stuff. We are stuck on our phones all the time.
Yeah, we are stuck on our phones all the time. I try to stay off mine, even to become a social influencer. I still try to stay off mine as much.
Yeah, hard.
I have moments where I'm on it, but like I don't want to live my whole day on it. I try to stay off of it. This says anything that costs you your peace is too expensive.
I like that.
Me too.
It's a simplified way of putting it.
Yeah. I'm grateful though. Like I am grateful for a lot of things. I love the relationship that I am in. I love the people where I stay at this present moment. I love the people that the universe gave me. I love my grandchildren. I am grateful. I really am. When it comes to protecting your peace, though, you gotta take time to realize how grateful you are, though. You have things that you're grateful about, don't you?
I have standards. I'm running out of things that I'm grateful for, but I have little piers set in place that I'm grateful for that tether me back to that.
Are you grateful for things that you've changed about yourself?
Yes, but anxious to utilize them more.
Yeah, I can receive that. That's a good one. I can receive that.
It's hard. It's like fucking staring at a badass car in your driveway that's yours and you can't use it or something.
Yeah,
It's an analogy. Yeah.
I can receive that. They say set boundaries. When you said earlier about people that come in and that try to take away your peace, you set up boundaries. Healthy boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's
Yes.
okay. It's okay to tell somebody no. And I've learned that. And because being a people pleaser like I was, I didn't know to say no for the longest time. And I accepted things that were not of me, for me. And I come to realize that there's power in saying no.
Yeah.
It's very
You know what?
powerful.
I'm guilty of this, and a lot of other people are guilty of this, but something that'll change your life is being more direct. Now, let's say um, you got a black hat on. Instead of explaining the hat, like, yeah, I got this hat and so and so and so and so, if you start relegating everything you say down to yes and demanding people communicate harder with you, it's going to change everything. I don't know if it's going to be good or not. People tend to over explain and double speak, and you know,
Yeah.
I'm highly guilty of that. But you know what time it is? Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you have a watch? Of course. 4:30. You know, it makes you hard to interrogate. it makes you really impenetrable. It's hard to keep going with that. I try little things, experiments with communication, and it's crazy how it works. I'm very guilty of over explaining. Pardon me.
I am too. I am too. I'm not going to hold you up. I really am too. And I'm doing better at overly explaining, allowing what's to be to be. That's what I found is growth. I found within myself to be really growth is just to allow what's meant to be to be. To stop overly explaining. Yeah, I used to be
Psychology,
really bad at that because I wanted people to see where I was coming from.
right? Well, that's a psychology covers a broad spectrum of different ways our mind functions in connection with our body. But brains are incredible. It's a miracle we've gotten as far as we have with understanding medical knowledge. No two brains are alike, and it's not something that's just built. You know, in my opinion, of course, it's a biological construct. That's just incredible the amount of things that can go wrong with one. Let me tell
I
you.
am I am in the healthiest relationship that I've ever been in. And is it 100% perfect? No, but it's 100% perfect for me. It is,
I'm in a healthy relationship as well.
yeah, and
The
it's
biggest problem with it is me.
I
I
wouldn't say that about me, but at the end of the day, I will take accountability for me because sometimes the words that I say in my head sound right when they come out my mouth to match what's in my head, and other people's perception of it is not the same as in my head. Does it make
well,
sense?
not everyone's going to hear the same two things. You know,
Not at all.
not
Because
everyone's.
in my head, it comes out as in, we're not the same. I made this post. And then the other person that hears it says, what does that post have to do with why would you say we are not the same? I'm not thinking of nothing of it. I just said because we aren't. We're different. We're just different. But why'd you say that about that post? I don't know. To me, they worked well together in a sentence. I didn't think that one was overpowering the other in the sentence. I thought they're both very accurate. I made a post and we're different. But then when I stopped and I started thinking, I see where they're coming from because I'm putting a statement with another statement that don't coincide with each other.
So your perception's changing right now in real time. Look at that shit. That's growth.
So I sat there and I realized I was like, I see where you could have thought that. But in my head, I don't think of the whole thing. I think of the moment. I think We're different, and I made a post.
Now, here's what's going to piss everybody off. Do you think if it wasn't a post and this thing was said in person that you would be talking about it a month later or however long it was?
No, because probably because I
Yeah.
said we're different, and I made a post.
Like if you were just in a room talking to this person, I think maybe it'd be a 5-minute conversation. You know, social media is a horrible thing for overthinkers. This is me.
Maybe if
What's
there was a
that?
pause, or maybe if them were the two sentences I put together though. I said we are not different to the person, or that we are different, and then I said to the person I made a post. So I don't think social media had to do with it. I think it's those
I'm
two
just
words in a
talking about.
sentence that a person was like, what does one have to do with another? And they started thinking about them personally because I made a statement that we are different.
It does have little to do with social media. My only complaint is that social media drags out an issue this far that can be taken care of with words and body language.
You know what I think has a lot to do with it though? And this is where I will agree with you. Indirect contact. If I had direct contact with the individual and they were able to read my body language when I said it, and they were able to see that them two probably didn't belong in a sentence anyhow, but in my head they did, that neither of them had to do with the other. That neither of them had to do with the other. They really honestly didn't. They just came together in my sentence because that's what I put together, but neither of them had to do with each other.
Yeah, I guess you could call me reaching for saying that, but it does. I think these little like ridiculous things and fights and shit happen because things get taken out of context because yeah.
They say
trying-
therapy or counseling, speaking to someone
Therapy.
professional or someone who's trained. Just a family member or friend is one way to guide yourself to those inner battles within self.
Yeah, therapy is that's a good thing.
They say
Therapy,
journaling.
AA, these kind of help, not just AA, but
They say
prep.
journaling. What do you think of that? They say journaling.
I thought you said urinaling.
Isn't that the same as writing music?
No, I can't journal the same. I've been trying to write journals ever since they gave me a journal in kindergarten, and I end up with 5 different journals, and they usually become songbooks. I think some people, if you're too ADHD to journal, I'm gonna just validate you and say maybe just find something else. If you're struggling with journaling, because everyone keeps telling me to journal, and it's not the right answer. It's not the right answer for me.
How is journaling different than making songs? You're using your emotions. You're writing down your emotions into a song form. It's a way of expression. Huh?
How many people share their journal?
Some people do in poetry or whatever.
So there it's become a tool to some degree. And like I said, most of my journals ended up becoming songbooks. But I can't, if I screw up one word, if I'm looking at words and I'm writing, I hate writing. I can't stand writing. I write left-handed. Actually, I write both-handed. I'm very slow right-handed, but write legibly. I taught myself to do that. And if I write left-handed, it's just chicken scratch. I cannot stand writing.
And it's odd. I can't stand writing either, but you're good at words. You can make a story. Even though you're not great at writing, you can make a great story. You are the person I go to for writing, even though you don't like writing.
I like writing. I like typing. But if I gave you the lyrics to your favorite song of mine and you looked at the paper, you'd be like, I have not a clue what this says.
Yeah, I'm not good at writing either. My words don't look good. And I will blame it on the fact that I couldn't see half my life, almost all my life. I had to have surgery because I seen too many of something when I was born. And then I got hit with a vodka bottle when I was like 19 that made it hard to see out of my left eye. So like, I guess maybe the reason why I don't like writing is because I can't see the words to write them when I'm writing them. So they overlap and it looks messy. But I do have good penmanship when I can see. Huh?
It's a chore to you?
Is it a chore?
Yeah, like writing.
Yeah.
So maybe journaling or something, guitar, running, working out. There's a myriad of exercises and things and thoughts and sounds and shit we can
Yep.
do. Find those things that don't feel like a chore to you.
Yeah.
Something
'Cause
like people may throw suggestions at you, but maybe journaling ain't for you. I know it's not for me. It's a wonderful thing. Don't discourage that, but find that shit that doesn't feel like a chore.
number 3 is exercise and good diet.
Oh, those are staples, but once you just start doing that, it feels
Yeah.
better. Habits and
Mhm.
routine. I
Do what makes
champion
you
that.
happy. Do what makes you happy. Do what makes you happy. That is my favorite. At all
Yeah,
costs, please do what makes you happy. If it don't make you happy, then it is not for you.
I've been championing that lately to protect my peace.
Yeah. It's important.
That's what I'm
Protecting your
talking
peace
about.
is
It's
extremely
joy.
important. Anybody
Being
who's
happy.
tuning in, what it helps you protect your peace? What do you do to help you protect your peace? Let us
Yes.
know.
Talk. And Kimberly will read the comments to me because I can't see my comment. Well, let's check. Maybe it'll work. Hey
But
guys.
what does protecting your peace do for you? Like, what do you do to protect your peace? I love taking
Yeah, what's up?
long baths. I love taking long baths.
Yes, tell us, Kimberly. I was going to ask you what you do. Because I talk too much. Baths are
No,
nice.
you don't talk too much, silly. And baths are nice. I never wear shoes, so I'm always grounding.
I have to have socks on my feet almost at all times.
Wow.
Yeah,
We
I'm the
used to get
opposite of
spanked.
you.
We used to get spanked on our feet when I was younger, when we didn't have socks on. My dad used to smack our feet and like, put your sockies on. Ironic.
My
I
parents
don't wear it.
spanked me.
Huh?
It didn't work. My parents spanked me a little bit. That did not work.
Well, my dad really never spanked me neither. Smacking my feet was different. My mom used to beat me with anything that was near her. But my dad really never spanked me. Just him telling me he was going to spank me was enough of a punishment for me because I freaked out just the thought of knowing that I was going to get punished. I was actually a really good kid.
Oh, that's
I just,
good.
I just talked a lot. I
I
never
believe
been
it.
in trouble with the law. Never. I never got suspended or sent home from school or put in juvie. Nothing. I've never been in trouble like that. I was really a good kid. I just talked a lot.
I was a good and bad kid. I'd be really nice to you, but I would fucking immolate things and put fuses on shit. How do I get around the sensors? I don't know. Nice satire. I was a fuck shit up kind of person.
I took
Destructive.
I took things apart, but I put it back together. I took it apart because I wanted to see how it worked, but I put it back together, and it ran afterwards. I got in trouble for that a lot. I just wanted to know.
Yeah, I blew things apart.
No,
And they
I
were
was never a bad
impossible to
kid.
pull.
I wasn't a
I
wanted enough to be a bad kid. Nobody wanted me
no.
around them. I talked a lot.
I was violent at home. I was very violent to my little brother. It took me years. You know, my therapist could. I would say that my therapist would be like, "You got to let that go." I'm like, "Look, me and Joey are fine now." I go, "I have let it go." She's like, "Why are you talking about it?" I go, "Important, because it's important." She's like, "What do you mean it's important if you're not upset about it?" I go, "Because the violence and the destructive nature was me lashing out because nobody would listen to me about my mom. And I felt like my family would be in danger if I did say something about how bad she was. So I felt no protection as a child from anybody, law enforcement, anybody like that. So I didn't know what to do. I couldn't change my situation. So I beat the living shit out of my brother and I rallied people against him and blew shit up and fucked shit up and drank and did drugs excessively. And
Black
it's
Black
crazy to think
Mama,
about that.
If you're still in the room, Black Mama, if you're still in the room, what have you done to protect your peace? What do you do to protect your peace if you're still in the room? I apologize. I don't think she is, though.
What did
But
she
if
say?
a Black Mamba came in the room and I was asking her, what has she done to protect her peace before she left? But I think she
I
left.
thought you said Black Mamba. What a cool name.
Yeah. She has a podcast also.
Is that Sunjoy?
No. Black
Oh,
Mamba Black Mamba really does have a podcast and she does like poetry, affirmational music.
oh, okay. I didn't know you guys had all. You guys
I'll
got
have to
guests all the time. You know, it's like
I'll,
community over there.
I'll
Nice.
have to I'll have to show you who Black Mamba is when we get off of here. I'll send you her information. She's dope. You'll like her.
Okay. Yeah, I bet. It's a
Yeah.
very cool snake I never ever want to see.
That's a nice name, Black Mamba. But anyhow, she's dope. She's a dope person. But nonetheless, so you were saying about violence on your brother that gave you a form of therapy or
It,
some
it
kind of
it did. My therapist kept um focusing on that, but I was doing those things because I couldn't get help at home. You know, because I live with violence from my mom. No, my mom was really violent, and she would hit the fuck out of you any chance she got. Really, you know, when she was really drunk or break or swing things at you. The thing
yeah.
is, my mom couldn't punch through a wet paper bag, so it was just kind of like this annoying thing that would come after you. It's the emotional damage that hurts, you know. It's like,
Yeah. Yeah. My mom found anything beside her to use as a weapon towards me because she was miserable. And I kept going back there and she really wanted me to stop, but I kept doing it my whole entire life. She'd take me and drop me back with my dad, and she'd be like, "Here, keep her. I don't want her no more." And I'd go back again. I'd be like, "Can I come back?" I kept doing that a lot throughout my life. I kept putting myself into her life because I wanted my mom. And I probably shouldn't have. I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did it. I became a better parent because of it. I was a good mom for the most part. I became a great mom because of it. My son was my life. I never once told him I wish I didn't have him. Never once. I was told that. So I always told him I was proud of him.
didn't you guys go see Jared Leto recently?
Yeah.
So things work out, you know. We have problems, we have ups and downs. It's hard for humans to get along all the time, especially if you're fucking related.
Or if you're raised together, because we grew up together. I was a kid when I had him. I was figuring shit out. I was 16. I didn't know shit. Didn't know nothing. I was 17 when I got pregnant. I was trying to figure things out.
Well, you learned. No, I did. I mean, we
I did
learned.
learn. I did learn. I did learn. I'm a lot better grandparent than I was a parent. I'll admit that. I'll admit that. And I'm okay with that. I don't hold that
Grandparents,
against my Go ahead.
grandparents are always. My grandparents are good. Grandparenthood seems to be. I think more people want to be grandparents than they want to do parents. Do you feel that's
Yeah.
a? What do you think, viewers? Is that true? More people want to be grandparents. I wouldn't mind being a grandma. No.
So Jamal is watching. Jamal also has his own podcast.
What's up,
So
Jamal?
Jamal, what did you do to protect your peace? What have you done to protect your peace? What do you do? But anyway, so I learned, I realize a lot, and I'm honestly grateful, and I do have a lot of inner peace. I do have a lot of inner peace. Nothing gets me outside my peace. I will raise my voice a little. I will be frustrated a little, but I don't stay mad. I don't say anything out of anger that I regret later. I don't get violent, and I don't allow my energy to for real change. I won't get angry. I don't meet that energy where it wants to be met. I'm proud of those moments because I had to work to become into those moments because the old me wasn't that way. And I think it's because I keep telling myself that I want such inner peace, like Dharma, like a utopia in my mind.
Hard to accomplish. Hey, do we get a
Self
comment?
self-control is what you have to do. Yeah. It says
What do we got?
Soma Kitchen says hello. Hello. Hello, Soma. What do you do? Good morning. What do you do to protect your peace? What do you do to protect your peace, Soma? But anyhow.
Let's
Yeah,
see.
it took a moment. It took a moment to have that, but you got to keep telling yourself. I think repetition, constantly telling yourself things, constantly telling yourself things like, I'll be all right. I have faith.
Mantras can be good.
What'd you say?
Mantras can be good.
Yeah, yeah. I'm watching from Bangladesh. Oh,
Huh. What does it
peace and
say?
love. Peace and love.
Bangladesh. Oh,
Bangladesh. Peace and
awesome.
love. Peace and love.
What's your
Protecting your
favorite dish?
peace. What's your favorite dish?
Yeah, no, I'm saying Sumano's kitchen and vlog. We got kitchen. Sumano, what's your favorite dish? I bet cooking's something you do to protect your peace, and I want to hear.
In Bangladesh, what's their favorite food?
A lot of good, a lot of good food.
They said thank you. What's your favorite food there?
Favorite thing to cook. I'm excited. I love it when people from different countries weigh in with things, because that's global. I enjoy it.
Yeah. So
People from all over the world.
so affirmations, telling yourself affirmations, not just mantras, but affirmations, telling yourself repetitive stuff like I am beautiful, I am worth it. You know what I'm saying? I am kind, I am worthy. Telling yourself things constantly helps you start getting your subconscious to feel that.
Yeah, it's important not to always seek external validation. It's really good when we can have answers come from inside and bolster ourselves up with our own opinion.
So I can't translate that. There's not a translator.
Oh, well, I mean, that happens. I don't have a chance in hell at reading that, Sumano. I would love to. Does anyone, someone translate for us? I don't have a translator either. I could probably do it through Facebook.
I can't even copy and paste it to find out what it means.
I'm sure it's good.
Nonetheless,
Yeah. What a cool. Languages are cool.
languages are cool.
I
But
speak
anyhow,
English, bad English, and just a little bit of Spanish. I can work on a sod crew for sure.
anyway, so like for real though, telling yourself happy things over and over, telling yourself eventually convinces your subconscious that that's how it is. You're like retraining your mind to have a different thought and a different feeling.
Yeah, we can trick our brains into that, condition ourselves.
Yeah, I had to
I've
do
just
that. I would post post-its all over the wall and read those every day.
oh,
Yeah,
that's hazard journaling.
as a journaling. To tell myself that I was worthy and I was beautiful. I would do that.
That could be a very good way right there. Really
Yeah.
post it. Leaving notes.
So
I can't even leave a page open in a book and write important things. I can do that for like a day, like leave a piece of paper, and then I find it hard to even list things. Gosh,
both true statements.
thank you, Danny.
So what do you do to protect your peace, Danny? She said nice. Soma
What's
said
that?
nice. Soma said nice.
Nice.
Nice. So I have a lot of people in Bangladesh and India and stuff like that on my Facebook. They're very nice over there and they're very beautiful. I don't know what they're eating, but they're very loving in their culture. And they wear very vibrant colors, reds and blues and yellows.
I like curry. I quite like curry. I
Thank
started
you,
eating a couple
Soma.
of
Follow and share. Thank you, Soma. Danny has a lot of people from over there too that support him and follow him.
Well,
Facebook's
we're
big
gonna
over there.
follow. Yeah, well, we're gonna follow you right back too. Yeah, no, that's cool. We want that
Yeah.
all over the world. I like it when I see people from different countries liking my music. That's sweet. Danny Holmes said I take deep breaths and reset. Yeah, that's a standard right there. A little too overexposure to oxygen slows the old brain down a little bit.
She said welcome. So sometimes certain people, you're beautiful and worthy. Yes, beautiful and worthy. Thank you. And whoever, thank you. But yeah, sometimes people feel like they have to release it. They have to release it and they allow that anger to feed in them and they have to release it or they'll explode. There's good ways of having outlets and then there's healthy ways of having outlets and then there's negative ways of having outlets and there's unhealthy ways of having outlets. Releasing is a good way. Do it mindfully. Do it mindfully of others, not just yourself. What do you think, Henry?
That really covers a lot. You know, that can cover everything from biting your nails or shutting down or isolating or substance abuse. You know, some things are healthy for people while they're not healthy for others. You know, that's once again trying to find that inner peace and finding what you really vibe with.
Rita Dozer, I love you. What do you do to protect your peace? What helps you protect your peace? What were you going to say, Henry?
Oh no, I was stopping. Our commenters are more important.
She hadn't commented nothing. I'm waiting. I just wanted her to catch her before she walked out. I want her to tell us. She's a beautiful soul. Do you think that everything you do, every action you do, is justifiable? Oh, maybe he'll be back. He might have got a phone call. Do you think that every action you do is justifiable, viewers?
My phone was at 69%. I got excited and clicked out.
Ah!
Wait, one more time on that.
Do you feel like every action you do is justifiable?
Oh, how do you expect me to answer that one?
Honestly. Honestly.
No. Justifiable to you? What if you... Oh, God. Like, you can't walk up and... I know there's someone out there walking around the earth who would just walk up and slap an ice cream cone out of, like, a child's hand and then just leave promptly to avoid incarceration.
No, but I'm just saying about you in general, not others. I'm talking about you in general.
Oh.
Everything
Oh,
you
okay. I
do,
was
is it
gonna say that's...
justifiable to you? Is everything you do justifiable to you?
No.
Does the moment play factor in it?
Everything I want to do is justifiable. I do feel, regardless of everything we've talked about in the last 2 years, bound to certain things because it's such a staple in my life. So certain things I feel that I have to do aren't justifiable. Yet I pathologically kind of do them anyway because it feels like the right thing. And I do believe it costs me a lot sometimes.
Do you feel that it's at the moment? Do you think the moment has a lot to do with it? Whatever situation you're in at that moment has a lot to do with why you do what you do?
Yes. Yeah. I'm a fixer, and I want to remove things in my life that I have to try and fix. So it's only myself I'm trying to fix. And that sounds really selfish. But it's been a wild ride. I can't just, there's nothing else I can really explain. It's been a wild ride, and no point in the rest of my life do I ever plan on not helping, not actively giving back to the community. But a lot of the things just getting shoveled on me and what I've had to do them, it's hard to justify. It's hard to explain to other people, hard to justify. It makes me crazy. But then again, I'm not on your level on certain things sometimes. I think anger is completely necessary sometimes. It's a difference of opinion. It's just hard to control and not good for you to be.
Yeah, I can receive that. I think self-control is very important.
You can kill yourself with stress and anger.
I think that there's a healthy way to release and then there's an unhealthy way to release. That's just my opinion.
No, you're right. That's very pertinent to the individual, I believe. Or largely.
I want every situation to be controlled, even though you can't control every situation. I want it to be controlled. I want to learn how to control more of myself, less of others. I want to not meet somebody in their moment more often than I do meet them in their moment. I don't meet people in their moment often, but I want to not meet them as much as I do. That makes sense.
Uh-huh.
I want to better myself and change in so many ways because I want to not care. Not care, not like that though. Not with my heart, because I'm always going to care. I'm very sensitive. But I mean, enough within my ego and my pride. Make sense?
That's what you want to do? That's what you want to work on?
Yeah.
I'm constantly working on fighting my ADHD or whatever it is so that I can make back and forths with people more back and forth. Falling into that whole over explaining type thing. Trying to make communication not better, but more productive. Run smoothly.
Communicable. Yeah. So who's watching? I apologize.
No, you're good. No, you're good.
Who's watching? What do you want to do better? What do you want to change within yourself? Whoever's watching, what do you want to do better at so that you can protect your peace more? That's what I want to know. Go ahead, Henry.
Oh, no, I was letting it go.
What do you do, Rita? What do you do to protect your peace? What do you do, my love?
She lights shit on fire.
She may. She may. She's a beast. She's a beast. She may.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good too. But in moderation.
In moderations. Hopefully it's just little things.
Bonfires aren't doing it for me anymore. I just have to go full blown.
So protect your peace is important. There's rules and there's ways of doing it. There's steps. You can't do it overnight and you can't do it in one big woof. But you could slowly get there. You could slowly, gradually get there. She meditates and also bonfires outside. Meditate and burning. I can receive that.
No. And also, yeah, that's good. A controlled fire was a great way to.
Fire. I like that. Fire. Anyway, so there's a lot of boundaries you have to put up. I've eliminated what's not of me. Remove people that are no longer serving me, that do not see me in the same light I see them in. I remove myself from situations that I normally would stay in. If it doesn't serve me, I remove myself from it. And also enjoy life to the fullest. Don't let negative, be positive. Yep. Don't let negative outweigh the positive. Facts. Like I said, removing things that are not of you. Eliminating. Go to where you're celebrated. Put up healthy boundaries. Release things. Talk about it. Change how you see it. Instead of seeing it in a negative, try to see it in a positive. Try to see where they're coming from. Try to relate if you can. Then accept it. Acceptance. And then be grateful. And don't pass judgment. Yeah. That's how you find inner peace. That's how you maintain and protect your peace. It's important. So, Henry, with closing, how do you want to leave this?
I can relay information. I was told to think about 3 things I'm grateful for every day. It's a tall order. That being said, it's hard to do. Sometimes it's hard to find things you're grateful for. But just that act of trying to activate that part of your brain to think about something else is never a bad thing. And, even small little things we do to improve our lives can have massive ripple effects that can spread positivity throughout the rest of your existence. So, take everything with a grain of salt if you have to, but have an open mind on the rest of the table. Yeah.
Facts. I want to do skydiving and bungee jumping. I ain't gonna hold you. I really honestly do. And I will do it. I might have to convince myself to do it, but I will do it. I'm not one to be like, no. I will do it. I might even look like a hot mess doing it because I definitely won't do it gracefully. but I will definitely do it.
Well, I didn't expect you to say that. That's, you know what? Go out there and succumb to gravity.
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I honestly do. Yeah. Yeah. I
I
was
used
so drunk one time, and I took a swing in Brit from a rope that was hanging and swung in it and did a belly flop. But I was gonna do it, even though it wasn't gracefully. But I was gonna do it. She's done that 3 times or 4 times. Man, I'm so proud of you.
what?
She done it
What?
4 times, skydiving, bungee jumping. I'm so proud
Oh,
of you. I'm so proud of you. I want to do it so bad. I like the adrenaline rush. I like the idea of freedom and almost facing everything and releasing purposely. I like that feeling. I
I
do.
used. Wow, I used to ride dirt bikes and shit. I don't even like being in a car anymore because my life could end so fast. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I try to just stay the fuck out of harm's way now. Um, skydiving does sound kind of cool, but you know, it's a 2 option type of thing or a 2 outcome type of thing.
I like the endorphins that it releases. I love the
That's
endorphins
it.
that it releases. The anxiety slash excitement slash, natural.
I just want to go play my guitar in Vegas. It seems like a wild place and it's full of sex people. And I don't even like gambling. I hate gambling. I think it's horrible. I think it's a terrible addiction and a great way to make rich people richer. But
She also
uh,
likes eating weird food. I've tried
ew,
some things.
ew.
Convinced myself to eat chicken foot. I had chicken foot soup for the first time, and I put a chicken foot in my mouth. The weirdest thing was to convince yourself to suck all that meat and stuff off the bone willingly.
I don't. I don't think you could pay me enough to do that.
And then I went vegan afterwards, and now I don't eat meat at all.
No, that's not vegan. Man, I'm a picky eater. The only thing that really helped with my picky eating, helped me get past like halfway on it, was jail. Of course, it kind of fucked me up because now I can't eat biscuits and gravy IRL. Oh,
I don't like biscuits and gravy.
I liked it in jail. The state ones were good. People would be like, no, they weren't. Well, it's St. Clair County. But
I don't like the consistency of the gravy. I
no,
want I want to know what Getty Boy does. No, I don't like that thick creaminess of the gravy. I don't like meat anyhow, but I don't like the creaminess. She ate goat balls
goat balls.
and edible bugs.
Oh,
I've ate bugs. They
I've
weren't
ate a
dipped
lot
in
of
nothing.
bugs.
They weren't dipped in nothing. They
I've
weren't
eaten bugs out
appetizers,
of
but
necessity.
medicinal. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I've
if
ate
you're ever starving, you can dig into the ground and eat larvae. So things
yeah.
get really hard. I hate goat balls. Yeah, goat balls, like goat testicles. Some people eat testicles.
I couldn't imagine eating goat balls though, like on some real shit. Nothing against you. I love you, Rita, regardless.
No,
But baby,
Rita's pretty hardcore.
it's got to be thick. Don't you think the consistency of that skin is tough?
Well, the rest of the interview is now going to be about goat balls. I'm scared to eat bugs. I've had bull's balls. Danny Holmes had some balls too. Okay, our listeners coming in with the balls. We got
Danny doesn't like
balls.
bugs. That's why he's afraid to eat bugs. He has a bugophobia. He don't like bugs,
Oh,
any
okay.
bugs. So yeah, he won't eat bugs.
I'm not too particular to spiders, but it's gotten something I've just kind of lived with now.
What's up with the eating of balls, though? I just want to know, buddy. I keep myself away from negative energy and I focus on my goals. Good job. That's a good one.
Yes.
This is I'm really popular.
It's really
Really
popular in
cool.
Missouri, Kansas City restaurant.
Balls are? That's a great to know.
There's testicle festivals and stuff.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, there's festivals like I mean
Whatever. This
balls.
world's fucking
Yes.
crazy.
This is great. Goat balls restaurant. Yeah, I mean
A good goat ball
balls aren't
restaurant.
even the weirdest thing people eat.
No,
Maybe
it's not. I've seen somebody eat a cow vagina
okay.
on Hell's Kitchen. They cooked up a cow's vagina. They had to
I
really
mean,
cook it.
haggis. You couldn't aim a AK at my head and say, eat this. No, not gonna happen. I'm Scottish, hardcore. Beatles feet.
Beetle's feet. That's not big though, is it? Like a beetle. Beetle don't have huge feet.
Large.
Wouldn't they be
There's,
thin?
I mean, there's some pretty large species of beetles. I was under the impression you just kind of consume the whole beetle. I wonder how bad chitin really is for you. I guess chitin's kind of bad for you. That's why I always suggest grubs. Of course, it's a satire, but chitin is what bugs' exoskeletons are comprised of.
Ugh.
Anyway. But lobsters and crayfish are arthropods. People eat those all the time.
No bottom feed are really good for you anyways. Like your body doesn't really digest that shit. Like shrimp and
But
stuff.
starving is even worse.
I'm really good at fasting.
Me too, involuntarily.
Oh, I do it voluntarily. I want to know what a beetle's feet look like. It can't be big.
So, Rita, let's elaborate on beetles' feet here, because that's actually something. Right, one day, eat food challenge again. Watermelon and mustard chips, ice cream. Ooh, no, thank you. Rita's hardcore.
Eureka's hard. I told you she was. I told you she was. You would like to hang out with her one day. She's your type of people.
Yeah, she sounds fun.
She is fun. I love her. She's got a big heart. She's super sweet. But yeah, so all right, well we're gonna wrap this up. Protect your peace at all costs. I appreciate everybody tuning in and talking with us and sharing the content and giving yourself some self-love. I think anytime that I can see a different way to perceive something is very good for me. It's educational. I want to be able to see things differently. You agree?
I sure do.
All right. Well, Henry's guitar is getting fixed. He's almost done with it, and then he'll be back to playing it. So, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I actually do got it fixed. I'm stretching the strings back out on it.
I want you to show me some pictures, Rita. You keep talking about these beetle feet. I want to know how big they are, please, because I'm picturing like little stick things like grass, like eating chives. I would need to see what these beetle feet look like. I want to see what they look like, really. Anyhow, so may your night be full of positive energy and high vibrations, and love yourself. And Henry got booted again. But peace and love, everyone. Have a beautiful, blessed night. Peace and love. Protect that peace too.
Okay.
Tell them peace and love, Henry, and protect your peace too.
Okay, peace and love. Protect that
Yep.
peace.
That's right. Ashe, everyone.